We love hip hop.
Do what I needed to do. So I have time.
So I did an episode of a podcast called Hustle Over Everything, right?
Right?
Um, and it was me and a gentleman named Marlon Palmer, aka the Oxtail God,
Yeah.
and we had a conversation about Drake on there. And people always say that he came from this rich neighborhood and like he was this rich kid or whatever, so he could never talk about no hood shit, blah 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 blah. You know the common
Yeah.
talking points.
Yeah.
And then we got to talking about how, is it possible that Drake was just the poorest kid on a rich block? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yes, you live on a block or you live in an area where there's a bunch of people who got money and mansions and shit like that. But technically, him and his mom lived in a basement over there. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like they owned a big ass house. They lived in the basement. They rented out a basement.
Bro, how did I phrase this?
So hold on.
Yeah.
Actually, go.
No, go ahead. Maybe
So I'm gonna play the clip. I'm gonna play the clip.
Rich enough to be the poorest nigga on the block.
Yeah.
His parents were just rich enough to get him out of the hood, but not rich enough to be like affluent.
They're just the poorest guy
They're
on
just
a better
the
block.
poorest guy on a better block.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a different type of poverty that people don't even understand. They think because you live in the house, you got it.
Yeah.
Not knowing your parents are doing everything to sustain that.
Yeah.
And you look crazy compared to all the little rich kids in the neighborhood who really got money.
Yeah.
You're the little black sheep out there.
And
like
that's a bigger part of the issue with
the
the Drake thing is him constantly not having a place.
Yes.
To really be like, I fit in.
Nigga, you ain't got enough money to come to our functions. We're allowing you to come here. Yeah. And then on the other side, when he goes to the people who quote unquote have less than him, they're like, oh man, well, you too light skinned or whatever. What you doing out here? You should go take your ass back to Forest Hill. Again, I don't want to sound like a Drake defender, but that sounds like a little bit of a hard existence when you're coming up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. Like nobody wants you around.
It's just rich.
Okay. OVO Yardy.
Friday, let me tell you about me, right? Let me explain my story. This will help you understand the whole Drake thing, right?
Yes.
I live in Jamaica, right?
Mm-hmm.
In Jamaica, we have a colorism, somewhat of a colorism issue, right?
Right.
And growing up, whilst I grew up I have a great family. They always looked out for me and took care of me, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Before, we're not my family is not even like stupid rich, like we're not. But what we're a family that has far away, especially my mom and dad. I give them the credits, you know what I mean? And they got to a place we're at a place now where we're living a good life, a great life, right?
Mm-hmm.
But hit me out, hear this now. I started off what I remember growing up in an area called Mona, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Mona is kind of like a middle class. I don't even know. It's not super rich, but it's not super poor. It's right in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But obviously, it's in the context of Jamaica. You know what I mean? And on the other side of Mona, there's Beverly Hills, and on the other side, there's Hope Pastures, which is basically the rich communities. You know, you understand what I'm saying? And now I grew up on either side, so I came from the middle, going on the up. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Factor that my skin, obviously you can tell I'm very light skinned, right? You know they say in Jamaica you have a thing where the lighter your skin is, the more well off people are, the more privileged people think that you are. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Automatically they think that.
Yeah, and I've been going through that my whole life. Like that's why I can relate to a lot of Drake's music, because it's like I've had to deal with talking to girls thinking that because I'm light skinned they think I can do everything for them. You know what I mean? Or like
they try to use you as a lick.
You see what I mean? Or like even in school, people would think, oh, I get privileged attention because I'm light skinned, whatever, when that wasn't the case. You get what I'm saying? I still have to fight my way through and still believe in myself. And even when I lost my sight, I had to keep pushing forward, and like not because I'm blind, like I'm gonna find excuses. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
no, that's real talk, man.
So like it works in Drake's. So in Drake's thing now, it's like he started off in. I'm assuming he started off in the hood, and his mom found a way to get him slightly out. So he It's like he started off at 1 and found his way at 4, and he had to start rapping his way to number 8 or 9. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
So,
Forest Hill, it's not a gated community. You know what I'm saying? Like
like,
it's like for people who live out here, you're basically driving past like Sinclair, like the uptown area,
yeah,
and there's little hoods from around, but then you go into the back streets and now you see all these nice houses and shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
So
it's not like you're like super far away from any kind of hood. You know what I'm saying? Like you can walk to a hood probably.
you see what I'm saying? So like, listen, everybody has his own story to tell, and everyone had their own life to live. And in Drake's context, he didn't. He clearly didn't start live with a golden spoon in his mouth. Pause. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, this is what
He,
people are thinking, right?
people think that, and that's not the case. And obviously, he lives in Canada. Here's the context, and you can correct me. There's this thing called, I don't like to say racism because obviously I don't like that word. Sorry, I shouldn't say that word, by the way. Sorry, Friday.
No
Um,
worries.
like, just his complexion alone, he has to fight with that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He either fit in or he don't fit in on either side. You understand what I'm saying? He's been
Yeah.
saying this in his music his whole career, bro. Why do you think Drake sometimes have this thing where he's like, he almost had this, I was the issue, but he's trying to find a way to feel accepted. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
He's been saying this his whole career.
Well, check this
You,
out, right? Like, I get my share of respect, and I've moved around from hood to hood over here in Toronto. And quick fast, also big salute to V First, who's been sending some people over here from his stream. He's a gamer. He said, "Don't forget to follow the stream, brother. This is the #1 hip hop platform in Toronto." Let me put that up on the screen. Salute to you.
see, like, comment, share, and subscribe is only one
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. He's bringing in the people for the stream. Salute, salute.
Jeez. But yeah, no, carry on what you saying, Friday.
I I get a lot of love from a lot of different hoods, but technically I didn't grow up in a hood. Even with Parkdale, people always associate my name with Parkdale because of the Real Toronto DVD and all that type of stuff. But I didn't grow up in Parkdale. I moved to Parkdale when I was already like 21, 22 years old. Right? When I was growing up in Montreal, I grew up in the area called the South Shore, actually a neighborhood specifically called Brossard. That's a suburban neighborhood. But when my mom first moved here, she was living in an area called LaSalle, which for the people in Montreal, they know that's a more hood area, right? By the time I was 3 years old, she had been able to put together enough money to get a down payment and put on the house. And back in those times, this is like the 70s, the
Yeah.
house was like 30,000, and she put her down payment down. And this is a woman, single mother, working as a nurse. So we're not talking about a whole shitload of money. She didn't have
Hell no.
2, 3 jobs. She had the nursing job, and she just did mad overtime. And she moved my ass and my aunt, rest her soul, and my other aunt over to the suburbs, right? Because both of my
Yeah.
aunts just moved from Barbados, so she was taking care of them too. So she got all of us out of that hood apartment over there in LaSalle, and brought us over to the suburbs. We were the only black family on the block, like the only one. Okay, and I'm sure we didn't have like we weren't rich. I just gave you the breakdown of exactly the income source, the amount of people that she was,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And she did what she had to do, you know what I'm saying, and
Yeah.
got us out of the hood early. Like
Bro, you
I could
can't
relate.
listen, bro. You, this is why I don't listen to people when they talk about Drake. It's like, and maybe this is, I hate to bring this up, but maybe this is what hip hop's problem was. Is that hip hop singing is about being hood, like talking about your story from the hood. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
And maybe they looked at Drake like, what? But they don't even understand his full story. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't even. This is where a documentary will kind of almost kill everything, but help paint a better picture for his career. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But nah, bro. You also you can't tell a man how to live his life. He has his circumstances how to have to what he had to deal with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
Like you said,
no,
Friday,
nobody's
he
here
lifted them.
saying is that nobody's here saying that the man grew up on Egg West, or up on Western Road exactly all the time, or he was in Jane and Finch. Like, no, the man grew up in the suburbs, but it doesn't mean that he was up in the suburbs being a rich ass nigga. And I think a
Nope.
lot of people in the States have this misconception, even over here in Canada. They have this misconception that, oh, because you grew up in the suburbs, you must be rich. But
Nope.
to me, and I, from the story that you told, I feel that we're living examples of people who grew up in a better area, but we ain't rich.
Bro, even I myself, take away my family. My family as a collective is doing really good. Me, the person, I'm still trying to make my way in life, bro. I ain't
Facts.
stupid rich. I'm trying to get up there, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm still trying to
Yeah.
find my way, get this money so so I can be rich. The family itself is doing better now. But 20, 30 years, 20, 25 years ago now, bro, the family was finding his way, growing, learning, trying to make the right move so they can go up the ladder. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's all we can do in life. And to everyone that's watching this stream, do not ever let anyone tell you your story. It's your story to tell. They will have to learn about the story. The stories for you to tell. They will never you can only show them a picture, but until they can see it, they will never understand the picture. You
That's a
understand
big
what?
fact. That's a big fact. I
So
think we could leave that there right there. That's this story
yeah,
here, brother.
We love hip hop.